Hello and welcome to a replay of a World of Warships match. Now, I have been playing World of Warships for 3+ years since it went beta, but I've never done anything premium or I've just been a casual player. In fact, I just joined a clan for the first time a few months back. But I'm a casual player. I have one tier 10, which is this Zao here, and this is a tier 10 match in which there are no CVs and there are 2 destroyers per team. And since the default for World of Warships now is to include the last 30 replays, I thought I'd start saving my good games. So, as we start, I'm heading kind of a southeasterly. I'm thinking the best thing for me to do would be to head towards those islands, kind of situate myself to where I can lob shells either towards the B cap or the C cap. And I'm heading down that way thinking, oh, this is going to be okay, and I'll get my high explosive shells ready. And then I look at the mini-map, and I see that even though the 2 Tier 8 Bismarck battleships are behind me, the Benson, which we need to spot to be able to fire our shells, is making a beeline for the A cap and leaving us alone. That's an issue. Now, the Benson didn't say what he was going to do. He just went that way. You would think he would have came down towards B. And as we're going to find out, he should have went to B because no one even touched B for the first 4 minutes of the game, 5 minutes of the game. He could have easily taken it. So Bismarck's saying, hey, wait a minute now, we need to work something out here. And they sent me, if you look in chat, you'll see they, please support me. And I said, okay, I will. So now that means I have to make a turn to starboard. And the only problem with that is that if there was a ship coming up in A and spotted me, I would be broadside. And this ship here is a light cruiser. I can do a lot of damage, but I take a lot of damage. And if any ship hit me hard, I could just, disintegrate. So I'm looking at my little radar direction image, that little angled white line above me there, and I see that it's pointing towards C. And it's going to point towards the nearest vessel. And so I'm thinking, okay, well, there's nothing directly in front of me. It looks like it's C. And then I'm saying, well, since I am gliding across B, why don't I go ahead and slow down so that my torps are ready, and I'll send a couple of salvos of my 12-kilometer torps down to B and catch anybody by surprise. But as I'm going through waiting for my torps to go, I notice that my direction finder is still pointing towards C. There is nothing close to me in B. And as I cruise towards the west, that direction finder is going to make a jump to the west, which tells me that going from far to the east to far to the west, like it just did, there's nothing in B, and I'd be just wasting my torps if I threw that out there. So I decide I'll go ahead and follow in the Bismarcks and see if I can help them out. But then I saw the ships there, and I thought, there's a Montana there. That Montana could absolutely disintegrate me. Maybe I should go around the other side of this island. But as I did that, I noticed, wait a minute, the Bismarcks are going in there. We have other ship in there, and they need assistance. So I thought, well, no. Let me go back. Let me go ahead and help these guys out. But as I'm making the turn, and actually, I changed out my modules right before this, so I have a better rudder shift, which I should have had before. But I didn't keep turning. I went straight, and what do you think happens? Yeah, I hit the shore and get stuck. Okay, now what am I going to do? Well, I look out there, and I see the Montana, but I'm not sure. I said, well, if I fire, he might see me and fire back, because his guns are pointing towards this way. So I said, let me back up a little bit, back up, and then I'll move on in again. So right now we're behind. The enemy's got 344 points. There are 250. They have a cap. We don't have any caps, and they killed one of our ships. So we're kind of behind here. So their enemy Bismarck comes in. I don't know why he came in there. We got 4 of our vessels here, it's a death trap for him to come in here. But he came in here anyway, probably because the smoke was up and he really couldn't see what was behind there. But now he can see, and he's in trouble. I see a Minotaur, which is a light cruiser, kind of like me, and I want to go ahead and give him some hurt, so I fire some of my high explosive. And as I hit him, I end up with my first fire. And in this game, I'm going to have a couple of things that are interesting. One of them is a lot of fires. So our Zao took out the Bismarck, so now we're even in ships out, although we've taken out a much bigger ship. I'm firing at that Minotaur again, trying to get him, and another fire on the Minotaur. Great. You see, I've also got a fire on me, but I'm not worried about it. I've got a heal that can get all that fire damage back. So, plus I have a flag that reduces the amount of damage. I see that enemy destroyer out there towards the far, far west at the line, and I need to do something because we have the Massachusetts and the 2 Bismarcks. That guy's going to be trouble to my my teammates here, so I need to focus him and try to get him to turn around and go the other way. So I'm being very careful. The Montana's behind the island. He can't see me, so that's good, although I am detected. I fired a few shots. It's hard to gauge the DD when they're on the far line like that, because once you hit that line, the game reduces your engine speed to 50% right off the bat, and then it's tough to see where they're turning left, turning right, what they're doing. So I'm trying to get him to think about his decisions here and about maybe turning around and going the other way to keep my ship safe. At the same time, I know I'm putting myself wide open to some of these other ships out there. But I knocked out his engine, and he's already slow because he was on that line. But I knocked out his engine, put a fire on him. And if I look up at my score, I see that the fire is not burning, so he put it out. And this is Vladivostok. Now, he put on the brakes, and he put on his backwards reverse engines. And I thought, oh, he's going to beach on that island. I'll go ahead and set some torps behind him so he'll go right into it. And then he moved his engines forward, and he wasn't beached at all. He faked me out. And I'm still causing fires. That's my 6th fire, which is great. So my torps aren't going to come close to him at all. But there are ships back there that will have to dodge my torps, I think. So I'm firing on his Vladivostok, trying to save the Massachusetts, because that Vlad can fire pretty hard and pretty fast. Zao, I really want to kill the Zao too. That's my counterpart in the enemy side. The Minotaur killed our Massachusetts, so the ship situation are 3 ships dead on each side, and the points are pretty much even. So this game is anybody's game right now. So I'm firing down on the Kiev, trying to get him. I'm happy that he's going back to the south. That means my guys are safe. I forced him to go back and think about what he's doing. There are my torps that I sent a while back. They all pretty much saw them, because I think when they went by the Vladivostok, they were able to see what was going on, and they were able to change direction. So now all I want to do is send fire down on these other guys, and I've got 7 fire started already. My damage is up to 54,000, which is okay. Right before my killer shells were about to land at Vladivostok, and the Bismarck killed them like the half second before my my shells landed. So I still have no kills, but I've done some decent damage, and there's burning going on because my damage counter is still ticking. So some people are burning and they can't put it out. So I just want to send more fires. And there's another fire. That's my 8th fire. And this is Zao trying to back up, so I'll try to get him on fire too. I'm not ticking any fires, so that means that everybody put their fires out. Smoke shows that that Des Moines is still headed backwards. So I want to do what I can. Now if he starts firing at me, his armor piercing can really do a hurt to me. So I need to watch it, and probably need to start turning in a little bit here, because I see his guns starting to move. They're facing forward, but they're starting to move my way. So I need to start turning in here real soon before he fires those guns off. See them turn? They turn head towards me. So there they go. And then all of a sudden I see the marker showing that somebody's aiming at me. So I need to turn. Fortunately, his guns, he just shot them off. His guns have a high arc to them, so I can turn, and just evade them before they get in. So as I'm shooting, I now see I have a Des Moines, a Zao, and the Montana. And the Montana is going to be a problem. He is going to be my biggest problem, because if he starts firing on me, I'm going to be in big trouble. We've killed 5 of their ships. The 4 of ours. Points are now in our favor since we have 2 caps. They have none. So I need to make them start dancing. So I send 2 volleys of torps that way. I'm not really aiming so much directly at them, but in their general direction. What I want them to do, I want them to be able to maneuver, slow down, turn, maybe turn broadside to my battleship friends over here, or the Zao. So they're still pounding me, trying to pound me pretty good. I haven't really used my heels, so I'm pretty good. I've got 80,000 damage I've done. My torps are looking real good now. I'm thinking, wow, that Zao kind of turned sideways, right broadside to those torps. They're looking real good. So missing. Oh, there's got to be some hits there, right? Let's see. There we go. There's 1. There's 2. What about the... Can I get a double strike? If you can kill 2 ships within 10 seconds, you get a double strike. That was at 54. It's 57, 56, 54, 53. Okay. 11 seconds. I killed 2 ships in 11 seconds. So I missed the double strike by 1 second. But now this Montana's out there. And I need to be careful of that Montana. If he hits me, I am in trouble. I see the volley coming. I'm turning quickly, trying to mitigate the hit. And fortunately, only 1 of those or 2 of them hit me. There's some Minotaurs in my sights. I wish I had AP there, but I need my high explosive, because that Montana is going to be a problem. So I start to turn in. Even though I'm broadside, the Montana just fired. He fired against the Buffalo. So I know I have some time. So I'm going to try to get behind this island. Now, he can't see me once we get behind the island. I drop off detection. The problem, though, is that the Minotaur and a Kiev over on the other side can see me if they're within my firing range. But I want to be able to fire my torps over this island, hit him without being seen. That would be perfect. I just got a Confederate, which means I have a lot of damage done to many ships. And I fired off my shots. I saw that I wasn't visible by anybody else. So I said, no, that's good. So I'm going kind of fast here, and I think, uh-oh, no, I need to slow down. Because if I come around this island too quickly, he's going to see me. He's going to be to fire on me. And I think he had his guns. Yeah, look at his guns. His guns are pointed right at me, because he knew I was coming around, and he was going to delete me. So I stopped. I'm not showing up. And now he's thinking, darn it, he's not showing up. I need to move my guns out towards the front and go after this Buffalo. In the meantime, I just got my 16th fire that I caused on these ships. My damage is zoomed up to 154,000. I have counters going up because I got fires on the Montana. I've got the Witherer because I caused over 60,000 of damage to enemy ships by fire alone. The Montana is moving up now, so I can start moving a little bit more. Then I see he's within 12 kilometers. My torpedoes run 12 kilometers. So I shot off 1 torpedo set kind of at him and 1 short. I did that because I figured, well, he's going to slow down, turn to his right, and bring all his guns to bear on that Buffalo and kill him. That's all I was hoping. So and then that way I can get some of my torpedoes still land on him. But he didn't do that. He continued to sail straight. Now, sailing straight means that my second set of torpedoes aren't going to hit at all. I'm still hitting them pretty good. It's now 3 ships against 3 ships, but they had that Montana, which is a killer. Somehow we have to get rid of that ship to really have a chance. So I'm still firing, and now the Zao behind me is firing. There go my torps. Of course, that second set is going to miss like crazy. First set is a little bit closer. I don't know. Let's see. Am I going to hit? And, oh yeah, 2 hits. And they cause a flood. He's got to deal with the flood, but the fire is burning too. and then boom, he dies to the fire, and I get an arsonist. So the big problem is out of the picture there. So it's just now the Alaska and the Ibuki on the enemy team. And the Alaska is tough because the Alaska is a heavy cruiser, and he, in a fair fight, he can wipe me out. Even though we're both cruisers, he can wipe me out. But I can see by my radar that he's my radio direction that he's right in front of me. So I want to go ahead and go into A to deny them the points for A, because right now they're denying us all points. They're Bukis in B. They have A and D. They're getting more points than us, and eventually they can pass us up in points. So I need to do something here. So I want to keep my nose to the radial direction so that I can see where he is. Oh, great. The Zao just killed the Ibuki. Now there's just one enemy ship left. And as we come up here, I have my HE loaded. I see the shells coming out. There is the final ship, the Alaska, and I have them broadside, but I have HE loaded, so I should work a heck. I'll still shoot my HE at him. One penetration, okay, that's okay. And he pretty much missed with all his shells, which is great because he can really hurt me. Didn't hit me too bad there. Now, since he's broadside to me, I'm going to go ahead, switch to AP, and I'm going to shoot off my torps. Now, these torps are going to be kind of in front of where the indicator shows, but if he speeds up, he'll get hit by him. So now, he's broadside, and I'm AP, and boom, I get 2 penetrations, but 3 ricochets. Well, let's count these ricochets, will you? Because for some reason, I decided to stay with AP. Because my secondaries are hitting them pretty good. They're putting them on fire. So that was 3 ricochets. 2 more ricochets. That's 5 ricochets. Okay, yes, I did get 2 penetrations, but 5 ricochets. Okay, let's count the rest of my ricochets here. As the torpedoes do miss, I come around. I really should be on high explosive right now with the angle, but he's going to turn broadside again, and so I say, okay. But let me hit him again. Say I got 5 ricochets. Just 4 more. There are 9 ricochets. That time, nothing but ricochets. 9 ricochets. And then a teammate mentioned in chat that he's giving us compliments for our good work. I appreciate that. So 9 ricochets. Here we go again. And here's 5 more. That's 14 ricochets. You think I would have learned by now, but I didn't. I kept the AP going, and the Zao is throwing in the high explosive and doing some good damage. So that's let's do it some more. Look at that. 5 more ricochets. What's that? 19 now? I lost count. 19 ricochets. But my damage count is kicking up. 240,000. Doing pretty well. And of course I try again. 19, and there's 4 more. 23 ricochets. But the game ends with the not with me killing them. I wish it would be. But I ended up with 242. Well, no, what's it? 23 plus. Let's add 6 more ricochets. 29 ricochets. But of all things, the Buffalo fires off his guns. He kills him, and we're done. So thanks a lot for watching this show, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks.